Hello and welcome to ivySTAR Tutoring's video about the direct object. So we want to start with a little background information. Now, the direct object is a noun. It is one of the 6 noun functions. So I'm going to write here, first piece of info, it is a noun. Nouns can be 6 different functions. We're only going to focus on the direct object today, but they are always nouns. The second thing to know about direct object before we begin is that they always go with an action verb. I'm going to mark that as AV. So direct objects, they're always nouns. They always work with action verbs. The last thing you want to know before we start working on them is that they answer the question, what? And we'll practice that. We're going to practice that in our practice sentences. So those are your 3 notes that you want to keep for direct object. Keep those in your head as we are working through some of these sentences. Now, the first thing to do when you are trying to figure out what the direct object is in a sentence is to find the verb. So let's look at this first sentence. I love grammar. I'm sure you're all thinking that as you're watching this video. We all love grammar. All right, so let's find our verb first. Okay, so I'm going to always circle our verb, and I'm going to put the verb in orange. So our verb here is love. That's our verb. Now, is it an action verb or a linking verb? Well, it's an action. It's something that's being done. So it's an action verb, so we know it's quite possible that we're going to have a direct object in this sentence. Now let's ask what of the action verb. I love what? Well, the answer is grammar, so that means grammar is our direct object. So you see how that works on a simple sentence like that? Let's try another one. Let's look down here. I sent a text. All right, so we're going to find our verb first. Our verb here is sent. Okay, now it's an action verb, so we're good. We know direct objects go with action verbs. Let's ask ourselves what? I sent what? Well, I sent a text. Okay, so text is going to be your direct object. Now, this brings up an interesting point because you see we have the word a here. Now, I only underlined text as our direct object because remember, direct objects are usually just one word and they are nouns. See, these are really the only 3 things you need to know about direct objects. Okay, so now we're going to look at a sentence that looks really similar to this sentence, but in fact, it has an extra word in it. It has accidental. So we're going to check this one to see if we can figure out what the direct object is. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is find your verb. So your verb here, again, is sent. All right, now it's an action verb. Great. Goes with our direct object. Let's ask ourselves what? I sent what? Well, you sent an accidental text, but what's really the thing that you sent? We're going to say it's a text. Now, I know some of you might be sitting there going, wait a second, why isn't it accidental text? Well, let's take a look. What part of speech is accidental? It is an adjective, and it's describing text. Which text, or what kind of text? An accidental text. If this is an adjective, it can't be a direct object because our direct objects are always nouns. All right, so that one's a little trickier. Now I'm gonna push this page up a little bit, and we're gonna take a look at this next sentence. My little sister accidentally broke my phone. Okay, so as always, the first thing we're gonna do here is find your verb. Okay, so my little sister accidentally broke. There's your verb. Now we're gonna ask what? My little sister accidentally broke what? Now, some people might want to say my phone. Remember, again, my is modifying phone. What's your noun here? Phone is your noun. So that's going to be your direct object. All right, so on to our next set of sentences. I'm just going to drop them right over those sentences. First sentence. You have hair extensions. All right, first thing we always do, let's find our verb. Have is our verb. Okay, and now we're going to ask our question. You have what? Again, we have hair extensions here. So we need to figure out which part of that is going to be your direct object. Now remember, extensions is our noun here, and hair is modifying that. So our direct object is extensions. All right, now this next one was meant to be a trick for you all, but I'm giving you a little hint right now by telling you it was meant to be a trick. All right, so we want to find our verb first. Your hair extensions are awesome. Okay, so our verb is are. Now, I know most of you would say, okay, your hair extensions are what? Oh, they're awesome. That means awesome must be the direct object. This one is a little tricky. I put it in here on purpose to trick you. I'm so sorry. So are is a linking verb. Remember, linking verbs are verbs where you can put an equal sign and the sentence will still make sense. Your hair extensions equal awesome. So that is a linking verb. Now, what kind of verbs do direct objects need? They need action verbs. So, because we have a linking verb here, this is not a direct object. This is actually called a predicate adjective, and that will be done in another video. So remember to check the difference between your verbs, your action verbs, and your linking verbs. Okay, so here's another one that's going to test that. First sentence, my friend grows flowers. Okay, we're going to find our direct object here. Let's check our verb. My friend grows flowers. Now, is that an action verb or a linking verb? Can we replace it with an equal sign? My friend equals flowers. I don't know, maybe you have a friend who's a flower. Most of us might. But in this sense, in the real world, we're going to say no. So that's not a linking verb. This is going to be an action verb. Okay, so now we can say to ourselves, my friend grows what? My friend grows flowers. That is your direct object. Now in the next sentence, it looks the same, right? My friend grows tired. Same verb. We'll circle it. But let me ask you, is this an action verb or a linking verb? Could you put an equal sign there? My friend equals tired. Yeah, that actually is going to work. So here, this was sneaky of me, you have a linking verb, which means this is not a direct object. All right, so this is the conclusion of our short direct object grammar video. I put some tricks in there so that you're going to be doing 100% on all of your direct object tests and quizzes and homeworks. Awesome. Check back for more grammar videos. We probably will be putting up the rest of the noun functions.